Welcome to the Talkin VAWLS Network. My name is Boogie Bentley. The streak is over. Tennessee is back. I don't care who is going to argue about it. They are the number one ranked team in the country. I don't care what the AP poll says when it comes out later today. Going into the game, Tennessee, the only team in the country with 3 wins over top 25 opponents. Now you add a win over number 3 Alabama. There's no denying it. Tennessee's back. They are the number one football team in the country. What a huge game last night. The atmosphere, obviously, huge moment, huge opportunity for Josh Heupel. This football team, they go out and get it done. It felt like a heavyweight title fight. The world was watching. All the recruits were watching. Everybody, all eyes were on Tennessee and Alabama, and the Vols get it done. Tennessee is back. We're going to talk about this game. It's the day after. I'm supposed to sleep on it and put some thoughts together and not be so emotional, but I'm still wound up. I've not come down from the LSU win yet, and here we are just a week later, Tennessee getting the monkey off their back. The streak is over. Go ahead and smash that thumbs up. Get it out of the way early. Get it over with. If you're new to this channel and you're wondering, what is this? Who is this guy? This channel, the Talkin VAWLS Network, is for the fans, by the fans. We're not experts. We're not insiders. We are fans just like you. If you like what we do, make sure you subscribe. Click that bell for notifications. You won't miss out when we go live or when we drop a video. Last night's post-game show, absolute insanity. You guys were so generous. We had to make sure we hit every single super chat that came in. But with that said, we're going to give you a bonus stream. We're going to go live tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern time. So don't miss it. 7 p.m. Eastern time. Usually I'm on here playing NCAA football. Not tonight. Tonight is a bonus live stream. It's going to be the post-game show 2.0. Come hang out and let's talk about this huge win for this program. And it starts with the leader of this football team. When you look at that football game last night, it starts with Josh Heupel. Look at the highs and lows throughout the course of the game. And as a fan, we are emotional wrecks. You know, I'm walking around the house saying I may not be alive when this game ends. I may be on the verge of a heart attack from the emotional roller coaster throughout the course of 60 minutes. Up early, 24-7. You're feeling great. As the game kind of plays out, Josh Heupel never changes. Up early, never changes. The missed PAT by Chase McGrath. And then you kind of had this shift in momentum where Tennessee is now chasing points. That's emotional. Josh Heupel never changes. They were talking about it on the VolQuest podcast that Coach Heupel went over to Chase McGrath to talk to him. McGrath looked back at him and it's kind of like, okay, I'm good. Don't worry about it. Because Josh Heupel leads by example. This football team has a confidence to them. They expect to win. Josh Heupel's talked about that earlier in the year. The difference between wanting to win, thinking you can win, and expecting to win. But it all starts with Josh Heupel. Keep going throughout the course of the game. Under 8 minutes to play, tie football game. The fumbled exchange between Hendon Hooker and Jabari Small, as fans were thinking, well, here we go again. That's the ball game. We were so close. Maybe next year. Josh Heupel never bats an eye. He never changes. The confidence. Alabama misses the field goal late in the game. 15 seconds left. Tennessee's got the ball on their own 32. The previous coaches for this football team, the Derek Dooleys, the Butch Jones, the Jeremy Pruitts, they take a knee and they live in overtime. Not Josh Heupel, because Josh Heupel has that confident factor. He expects to go win the football game. You have the pass to Ramel Keaton at midfield, so you set yourself up. If you got to take a Hail Mary, you've got that opportunity, but not good enough. Hendon Hooker connects with Brew McCoy. Big-time play by Brew McCoy, setting up the field goal for the redemption story. Chase McGrath knocks home the ugliest game winner in the history of college football, but all that matters is it goes through the uprights, and the streak is over, and we are celebrating this victory over Alabama. Lots of storylines coming out of this thing, man. How about Hendon Hooker? We've talked about the Heisman Trophy campaign. You know, I got that thing going in the preseason. Hendon Hooker, I thought, had every opportunity to get himself to New York, but you don't do it by beating Pitt, Ball State, Akron. You get it by beating Florida at home. You get it by beating Alabama and ending a 15-year streak. Hendon Hooker, 385 yards, 5 touchdowns last night. He had the interception, but when you look at his touchdown to interception ratio for the year, 15 touchdowns to 1 interception. Hendon Hooker, absolute monster performance against Alabama. That's the type of stuff that gets you to New York. That's the type of stuff that makes you a Heisman Trophy finalist. And if he continues to play football the way he's playing right now, you cannot deny it. You've got to send Hendon Hooker to New York for that Heisman Trophy ceremony. Who else became a legend on Saturday, guys? How about Jalen Hyatt having himself a day? 6 catches, 207 yards, 5 touchdowns. That's the most receiving touchdowns in a single game in the history of Tennessee football. I think he's just a few touchdowns away from the single-season record, and we're only halfway through this thing. That's what this Josh Heupel offense does. It breaks records. It destroys records. The momentum that's going to continue to come off of this game. What's the sky? What's the ceiling? What's the floor? 12-0, baby. Let's go win them all, and let's go to Atlanta. The clip from Hendon Hooker. The clip from Hendon Hooker when he decided to come back to Tennessee. Let's go to Atlanta. Maybe that started as a joke to some of us as fans. Let's go to Atlanta. Yeah, well, they believe. They believe. They've always believed. And now they've set themselves up with an opportunity. The only game left on the schedule that Tennessee may not be favored in is Georgia. Georgia's beatable. Let's go do it. Let's go do it. Josh Heupel has rebuilt this thing. It's amazing what he has done in just, 18 months at this point? You go back to where we were. We're talking about 5 to 6 year rebuilds. Josh Heupel said, no, hold my beer. Let's go do it now. Let's go beat Florida. Let's go beat Alabama. Let's go beat LSU. Don't just beat them. Let's go embarrass LSU. Josh Heupel meeting with the media this week is going to be a whole bunch of we got to stay focused on Tennessee Martin. But we as Tennessee fans, we are looking to Kentucky and Georgia. Let's go take care of business and let's get to Atlanta. A couple other things that impressed me from this game are the line of scrimmage. Both sides of the ball. It is a line of scrimmage league. Tennessee's offensive line not getting enough talk. And I know it's early. This video is going up early Sunday morning. Not enough talk about just how good that Tennessee offensive line was. They only gave up 1 sack, only 2 tackles for loss, but also, going into this game talking about would Tennessee be able to run the football. Jalen Wright and Jabari Small combined for over 100 yards. Jalen Wright had 12 carries, 71 yards, averaged almost 6 yards a carry. Jabari Small, 12 for 53, averaged 4.5 per carry, also had the touchdown. How about Princeton Fant coming in there at fullback, punching one in for 6 as well. Hendon Hooker added 56 yards, and that's, I know that is part of it. Hendon Hooker was elusive. He escaped pressure. He always does. He makes plays with his feet, but overall, I still thought this offensive line went out and played solid football. Everybody talking about Will Anderson being the best player in the country. I think he had one tackle. A couple of assists. Irrelevant. The best player on the team was wearing orange. The best player in the country was wearing orange on Saturday afternoon. Period. End of story. Also, you go over to the defensive line. Defensive line played great, man. The difference was Hendon Hooker did escape pressure a couple of times. Bryce Young was running for his life the entire game. This Tennessee defensive line, the way that Tim Banks dialed up some pressures, they hit Bryce Young all game long. And kudos to Bryce Young. The kid's an absolute stud. Absolute stud. He was able to escape pressure, extend play, still look downfield, complete a lot of passes where Tennessee just could not get him bottled up. Threw for over 450 yards, had a couple of touchdowns. Jahmyr Gibbs, what an absolute stud of a running back he is as well. But Tennessee, this bend but don't break defense, get stops at the right time in the right place, was able to get it done. I felt like BY was living in the backfield. Omari Thomas made some plays. Only 1 sack on the day, and that was one where BY came through, and then Omari Thomas kind of cleaned it up there. But they still got after it. They got after it all day long. Bryce Young was beat all to pieces. If that shoulder was sore at all, it's going to be real sore today and throughout this week. Bottom line is Tennessee gets the win. The streak is over, and Tennessee is back. Hit that comment section. Let me know your thoughts. Were you at the game? What was the environment like? How about Danny White playing Dixieland Delight as the goalposts come down, the cigars get lit up? What a night. Don't forget it, boys. Don't forget it. Enjoy the moment. Live in the moment. Enjoy what this football team is doing, and don't take it for granted. But hit the comment section. Let me know. Make sure you guys smash the thumbs up. Don't forget tonight, 7 p.m. Eastern Time, bonus stream talking about this football game. Also, go check out the merch. You guys, somebody asked me last night, the Buck Family shirt. Can you leave it up for another week? I can't leave it up for another week, but I'm giving you guys one more day. We're going to let it ride one more day, and then we'll take it down. So go to bonfire.com/store/talkinVAWLS. You got less than 24 hours at this point, and then I'm taking it down. But I am going to give you one extra day. But if you don't want that, we've got all the other Old Faithfuls as well. Again, bonfire.com/store/talkinVAWLS. The link is also in the description below. Thank you again for an amazing post-game show. My gosh, you guys are so generous. What a celebration. What a celebration. I felt bad that we really weren't diving into the game much, but it's because you guys were so nuts, and we appreciate it, the way you support this channel, the members of the channel. Thank you. We appreciate it. We'll see you tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. This is the Talkin' VAWLS Network. My name is Boogie Bentley. Go Big Orange.